this is Crystal. Sorry, do not mind my hair. It's just in like, you know, messy little bun and whatnot. So today I'm actually going to do like an update on my piercing, and you will see the rest of the video. But basically I'm just going to talk about the update on my piercing, how it's been going, like what it felt like and all that kind of stuff. And then I'm going to show you guys the process that I use to clean my piercing and heal it. And you're going to see this part actually really close to the end of this. So I'm going to do it, once in the, like on the weekend. Once when I wake up and take a shower and then once before I go to bed. And then I did this with crushed aspirin, a tiny bit of water, and I'll show it's in the video, but and tea tree oil. Most people just do the aspirin, crushed aspirin in water, or lemon juice, or the tea tree oil. I used both, so it felt really good when I did it too. So we'll see how that goes, and I'm gonna do that twice. I'm gonna do it one more time today with the tea tree oil and all that kind of stuff. But actually, I'm not gonna do this whole thing again. I'm gonna just put tea tree oil on it with a Q-tip, and make sure your hands are clean. I cannot stress that enough. Make sure your hands are clean. And yeah, so I think now that is it. And then I explain everything else in the video. So let's get started.
Hey guys, so I'm going to show you guys the process that I use to clean my industrial piercing. It has been about a month, so this is basically an update video and a halfway mark that I reserved just to show you guys how I do my process of cleaning my ears. So I basically use a mug that's wide enough for my piercing or my whole ear to fit. I use a spoon, Q-tip, tea tree oil, doesn't matter what brand it is or where you buy it, and sea salt. It has to be sea salt. As you can see, it says no iodide is in the sea salt. I'm not exactly reading the bottle, but there's no iodide in the sea salt. So it has to be sea salt. If it isn't, you can't use table salt. You can't use any other type of salt or whatever that has iodide in it. It has to be sea salt with no iodide. I cannot stress that enough. People ask that question so many times. It has to be sea salt. I'm being a little aggressive, but it's true. It has to be sea salt. So I usually fill up my glass or mug or whatever. You can use a shot glass or anything that can hold your ear, and I fill it up to the rim just to make sure that my top hole gets submerged, because that's the hardest part for the sea salt soak to actually fit in. And I didn't put this in, but yes, I heat my water up for 1 minute and 30 seconds before I add my sea salt and anything else that I'm going to add. So I usually add or eyeball the sea salt, because normally if you just add like a tablespoon, some people say it works and they get that teardrop taste, but I usually eyeball it because when I use a spoon sometimes it doesn't really, I don't really get that teary taste. So that's the key for the sea salt soak, for it to taste like tears. And if it tastes like tears, then you know that you put enough salt in. If you put too little salt, then your ear probably won't soak as good. If you put too much salt, then you could probably dilute the water with, or the sea salt soak water with more regular water, and then yeah, and try to take care of it that way. But this will be my first time adding tea tree oil in my water because I have a hypertrophic scar, so I'm just trying to heal that. And I put 4 drops in. You can use more or less if you want. As you can see, you see those little bubbles in there? That's because oil and water do not mix, they actually separate, and so that's why it looks like that. But when I soaked my ear, it did feel much better with the sea salt, or with the sea salt and tea tree oil. So I'm just showing you guys my hypertrophic scar. You can't really tell right now because I don't know, but it is there. I noticed it today, so that's why I'm doing the video with the tea tree oil today. Normally I don't do the tea tree oil, but I wanted to hop on the bandwagon and start my process of trying to heal my scar, and then I will get back to you guys later on that. And this is my process. I usually sit on the couch with a tray with a towel. I put my right earbud in my ear so I can listen to music. That's about the same amount of time for me to soak. I usually do about 2 to 3 songs depending on the time of the song, but normally it's between 6 to 8 minutes. And I put a headband on so I can keep my hair out of the way. and then I'm blowing on the water to make sure it's not too hot, because if it's too hot, then your ear might, feel a burning sensation because it's just too hot. But make sure that it's warm, and then just soak your ear in it for the allotted amount of time, and you'll be fine. So like I said, this was, well, I didn't say this, but I soaked this time earlier in the day than I normally do, and I soaked for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to do another soak later, and I will explain that later in the video when I get to talking. But right now I'm just crushing up an aspirin. I used 1 tablet of uncoated aspirin, it doesn't matter what brand it is, and I just placed it in like a bowl and added 2 drops of tea tree oil. I'm sorry, these braces are making me talk a little weird now. But I just mixed that together. You want to make it like a paste. Normally people use the 1 aspirin or however many aspirin they need to make the paste, and they use the aspirin and they use like a dollop or a very small amount of water or lemon juice. I used some tea tree oil, and I also used a very, very small drop of water. If you do the tea tree oil method, just the tea tree oil, people say to dilute it. You can if you want to, that's to your preference. I ended up diluting this little paste because it was too dry, but I would normally just, if I'm going to do the tea tree oil thing like I am going to do later on today, I'm just going to use tea tree oil. I'm not going to dilute it with water because I don't really see the point. But with this method, I added water, and you can just choose whichever method you want. I'm doing both at the same time because I just want to try to see like if that works, rather than just doing the aspirin in the water or the aspirin in the lemon juice method and then later on doing the tea tree oil method, because one doesn't work. So you see, I'm just gonna do both at the same time, and then I will see how this scar holds up later.
Okay, so first things first, I got my piercing. It's been what do I want to do this? It's been a month and 2 days since I got my piercing. I got my piercing December 28th, and it is now February 2nd, so that is officially 1 month and 2 days since I got my piercing. It has semi-fully healed. The piercer told us 2 months, and it was a good thing I got on the 28th, because that would mean that it would go to January 28th, from December 28th to January 28th would be 1 month, and then February is only 28 days this month. This year, so it's perfect. That way I don't have to really keep track of, oh yeah, it's this day or it's that day or anything, and then, miss all those kind of, keep track of it, because sometimes I'm really not good at keeping track of things. So getting on the 28th was actually a pretty good, it turned out to be better than what we originally were going to. Well, actually, it would have been the same either way. Like, whatever date you got it on, just do 2 months from then, the same exact date, and it's still the same. But for me, it just means that, like, I'll be done in 1 month, well, in 26 days, and it will be only throughout the rest of February, because there's only 20 days. I don't know, I'm very weird, so yeah. So we got it the 28th, and I did a video, so this is just an update because it's been a month. So if you want to watch a video and hear about how the process went when we got the piercing and the pain and all that kind of stuff, then you can go watch the video that I did on that. I'm sorry guys, my lips are really dry. Then you can go watch the video on that. Actually, yeah, it's one video. So basically, it's been a month, and my ear doesn't hurt really as much as it, from the seesaw. Yeah. It doesn't really hurt like when I sleep on it anymore. Like, I remember one night, it was random. I usually sleep on this side, so usually though I sleep on this side. So when I got this piercing, it was kind of hard for me to get used to sleeping on this side. But when I slept on this side, it was like I was asleep, and then randomly, maybe a week or so ago, I turned to this side and I just slept on it. And when I woke up, I was like, no. I was like panicking, and then when I felt it, I was like, okay, it's not really hurting, and it doesn't really feel like it wasn't really, bleeding either. So, that's when I felt like I could officially really sleep on this side without it hurting too much. And now I actually just sleep on it, and I don't, it doesn't hurt. I wasn't really gonna bring this up, but I just thought about it. The other day, actually, I think was it yesterday or the day before, when I woke up, my top ball was off the piercing, and I was panicking. So I woke up, because that's why I don't sleep on this side. Like, and since I'm a wild sleeper, so when I turn to that side, I don't really notice it unless like I wake up, and then I'll be like, okay, let me switch. And so I woke up, and I felt my ear. I was like, that's weird. I don't know, I just had a feeling like it was weird. So I felt it, and I felt the top, and I was like in a I was like, oh my god. But my first instinct was, did the bar slide down? Because if it was like that all night, my top hole could have closed. And even though it's been a month since it's healed, you know, you never know. Like, I think if you take it out, like, while it's still healing, it's not fully healed, that if you take your piercing out, like, for more than maybe, you know, a couple hours, it will close. And, like, when you try to put it back, it's hard to put it back. Like, I tried it before with this and when I got my second hole, and it hurt. So, it wasn't even out for more than maybe an hour, and it hurt to put it back in, because it's not fully healed. But with this, I was just really panicking, and then I felt the top, and then the only thing that was off was the ball. So, I was very thankful for that, but the bar was still in place, it was just the ball came off because it was getting a little bit loose, I could tell, but I never really thought to check and make sure that it was tight. So now, when I put it back on, I make sure it was tight. Not too tight because you don't want it to be stuck and you can't get it off ever. So not too tight, but tight enough so, like, you know, it won't come loose. Yeah. So I just had to bring that up because that's why you gotta be careful about when you get a barbell or any type of piercing, when you get a bar and you get bells on it, because if that happens and the piercing slides out of the hole, especially if it's new, then, you know, you could be SOL. Back to the update. When the first couple of days, it really did, not really hurt, but the sea salt soaks really helped. When I got this piercing, I got it done at Claire's, and I regret it because when I was healing this, it basically took more than 6 months for this to really heal, because when I first got it, it was like beyond trying to sleep on it, and this, within like the first couple of weeks, even though like a month is maybe a couple of weeks, but like maybe by the second or third week, it wasn't hard for me to like touch it and stuff, and it didn't really hurt. So I felt that it was because of the sea salt soaks. When I do the sea salt soaks, my ear feels a lot better, and when I got this done and I used that antiseptic, which is not, to me it doesn't seem like it worked, and it took way too long to heal. It shouldn't take a year to heal or more. But when I used the antiseptic, it just didn't feel like my ear was really, you know, getting cleaner, not clean, but like healing the right way. Like, it didn't feel like it was making progress. With this, I can feel the progress, like, even though, I don't remember what it was like the first couple of weeks, or it was one time when I accidentally, like, slept on the side. I woke up, and when I moved it a little bit, to check it, it was bleeding a little bit, like, I got, like, a little bit of blood, like, it was crusty blood, and I didn't know it, and I ended up moving, like, I slept on it that one night, or, like, I turned and slept on it, and I turned right back, and then, when I woke up, and I checked it, it started to bleed a little bit, so that's probably the only time I had blood, and it was bleeding was one time. After that, it didn't bleed. I do get crusties, like, especially in the morning, like, it's like kind of slimy crusties, like, I don't know how to say it, like, maybe because I soak at night, so, like, the day of, like, say today, I actually soaked earlier today, which you'll see in the video, or you saw in the video, and I usually soak at night, so before I go to bed, or before I take a shower, so that when I get a shower, I can clean off the excess salt, because when you soak it, or I notice when I soak it, my ear gets, you know, dry, and you can feel, like, the dry sea salt, like, you know, like, when you go to the beach, and you dry off from the beach water, and your skin is feeling, like, it feels like it has, like, ashiness, or, like, you can feel, like, the little minerals, or whatever. That's what I get on my ear because it's sea salt. So that's why I get in the shower after I clean it, and then it cleans all that out. And then when I go to bed, sometimes, like, it's a little bit slimy, like, crusty type things, but I don't really mind it. I mean, it's healing, so that's the only thing I'm really, you know, worried about. What else? It doesn't really hurt to sleep on it anymore. I don't know if I said that, but, like, now that it's been a month, and it's almost close to being 2 full months, it doesn't really hurt. I soak once a day. Today I'm actually going to soak 2 times. I soaked earlier, and then I soaked for about 5 minutes. Usually when I soak at night, I soak for 5 to 10 minutes. Usually it's around 6, 7, 8 minutes is what I usually soak. But today I soaked for about 5 minutes earlier, and then before I go to bed tonight, I'm going to soak for another 5 minutes, just because I got a bump. That's why I have this stuff on it, and it's not a big bump. I barely noticed it today. That's why I wanted to get on it, like, ahead of time, because I want to take care of it. So I got, like, a little bump, as you saw. I think I'm going to post a picture. And yeah, it's like, I think a hypertrophic bump or something, what you get on piercings. And so yeah, I'm just taking care of that, and I barely noticed it today, so that's why I'm doing it. But and then, like, I don't know, it's a little bit dark, but, like, I guess, you know, because I'm a chocolate person, that's what it looks like when it's healing or something. And what was I saying? I think I lost track of what I was actually saying. Oh yeah, but the healing process comes on, but that bump is just really, I'm just trying to get on it because I didn't get a bump with this. Usually people get bumps with, like, cartilage piercings. I mean, even though this is like a cartilage piercing, but it's, you know, 2, and then this is like a earlobe piercing. I didn't get a bump with this, so getting this kind of freaked me out today. Not too much, but, like, enough to where I really want to get rid of it and take care of it. Because when I first you know, got this and it was starting to heal, I was cleaning it with them. It didn't have a bump, so I don't know. It might have developed because I do hit it every now and then. Like, I've hit it like a good 2 times where it really hurt. So maybe that's the reason. But it's almost done. I get my braces off in about 2 months, so around April, May, hopefully April, because yeah, I have a lot of stuff going on in me. So I really do like our teeth though. Although you can see this face, so it's really hard. Like, I don't like that. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I do to clean my piercing. And I'm gonna. The stuff is still actually it's dry, I think. So I'm just going to, actually in a little bit, before I go, because I'm going to go to Subway, and then I'm going to go to Target, and then I'm going to go see this. So before I go there, I'm going to clean it off. So yeah. That's it pretty much. It doesn't hurt anymore. It didn't really bleed. Everything's going pretty well. After it heals though, I don't know if I'm going to actually change the barbell exactly yet, even though I can. In about 26 more days, I'm going to say consider the full 2 months, because I don't trust trying to change it, and then I'm going to get pissed off if I can't get it back in. I'm going to wait till it's fully healed, and even then, when it's fully healed in 26 more days, February 28th, I don't think I'm going to change the barbell, because I don't really feel like buying another piercing just yet. I barely got this. When I got this, I had other earrings to put in, but since I have 2 earrings now, or 2 holes now, that's 2 extra piercings or 1 piercing. So I'm not really going to buy another barbell just yet. And when I do though, I'm going to buy like a gold one, because I wear gold earrings now. And then this one had like a gold tint to it, like it's a spiky looking thing. Yeah, you see? It had a goldy little tint to it, but it came off because it's like a little cheeky little earring. And yeah, so I'm going to buy like a gold one and a black one, because I do like black. And yeah. I might actually buy the tiny, I don't know what the real name is called, but the smaller barbells that come with it, not come with it, that you can use for like an industrial piercing, sorry. I'm thinking it's the same cartilage because I only have one, but it's like 2 little mini barbells like this, like where my finger is where one would be, and then where the other one would be. And it saves you from having one whole one in your ear, but I don't think I'm going to get that. I mean, I might. I was thinking about that for this, but I don't know yet. I have to go to like a nice jewelry shop, because Spencer's is kind of expensive, and then I don't trust all of their piercings, because I don't know, because I have really sensitive ears, like knowing wear real jewelry, so, or not real jewelry I should say, like, but, no, yeah, real jewelry, because it has to be like, you know, a certain, whatever it is, sterile and all that kind of stuff, so yeah. But yeah, you guys, this is just an update. It's coming along really well. I'm really glad that I got it, and, well, both me and my friend are really glad that we got it. We're glad that we got it together. Another one of my friends actually wants to get hers done, because she saw that I went ahead and got mine done, even though my mom was really against it. But when I grow, yeah. So pretty soon, I'm actually gonna get another piercing. I might get a nose piercing pretty soon. I think I'm gonna get that sooner than the other. Or I'm gonna get my 3rd hole. I really want my 3rd hole, and then I really want my nose as of yet. But I am getting more piercings after this, so this will not be like the only video of an extra piercing that I got. It's just the timing and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. Enjoy your piercings, you guys, and make sure you take care of them. I will see you guys in the next video. And yeah.